Let's break down that recent Toontown beautification concept art that was dropped just about a week ago. Let's break it all down. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's deep dive. We're going to talk about all of it right now. Hey everybody, welcome aboard to another episode of Orange Grove 55. In this video, we're going to break down that Toontown Reimagining, the concept art that was released, I think it was about a week ago now. We're going to break it down. We're going to go through every nook and cranny of this art and kind of discuss it and analyze it. I want everybody watching to comment down below with your opinions, your analysis. I would love to hear from you guys. Let's dive right into it. Okay, so this particular piece of the art is over by the Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin attraction. Now, this is kind of surprising. This is Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin right here. Okay, now this is kind of surprising because I've seen a lot of content creators in kind of a kerfluffle, kind of getting all worked up, and I don't really know why, over the concept art. Like, oh, what's the fate of Roger Rabbit? What's the fate of Roger Rabbit? Well, the fate of Roger Rabbit was explained like a month ago when Disney released officially their plans to sort of update Jessica Rabbit's story or her storyline in this attraction, where they said she's going to be more of like a detective, like a private eye in the attraction. So there is no issue. Like this attraction is safe. Like they literally just announced their plans to update it a month ago. So now what I think might happen, it might not be Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin anymore. They might rename it to something like Jessica Rabbit's Private Eye Adventures. I have no idea. That's a really crappy name, but you get the gist of it. It might be more of a Jessica Rabbit focused attraction in regards to her adventures as a private eye or something to that nature, but the attraction itself is staying. They just released just released news in regards to this like a month ago. Okay, so this attraction is safe. Now, the storyline might change or what have you, but as far as it being themed to the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it's safe. Okay, it's not going anywhere. Okay, now what isn't safe is the Roger Rabbit fountain that was here. And in the concept art, it looks like it's now a grassy, like little area, a little grassy nook to sort of hang out. I'm assuming this will be artificial grass. I know Dave from Fresh Baked. I love Dave, man. I love Dave. He's been really breaking down. He's been kind of like analyzing the grass situation. I really do think it will be artificial grass. It'll probably be kind of similar to the fake grass they have in the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. If it's going to be this kind of like picnicky area where guests can kind of walk all over it and kind of hang out, lay down, chill, eat, whatever, it will probably be the fake grass you see in the hub in front of the castle at the Magic Kingdom in Florida. So now I would be lying if I said I wasn't sad that the Roger Rabbit fountain is gone. I love that Roger Rabbit fountain. Absolutely love it. But if it goes, it goes, unfortunately, unfortunately. And look, also keep in mind, this is just concept art. Don't get like mentally married to the concept art because these are not blueprints. It's very possible this is just kind of like to give you an idea of the area and the fountain stays. The concept art has been wrong before, so you never really know, but we'll see. We'll see. So that's an interesting kind of, development. And the next piece of art we're going to discuss are the hills behind Toontown. Now, I have a lot to say about these, actually. The Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway building is gargantuan. It's massive, okay? And it butts up right against Toontown. It's really, really tall, and it comes really, really close to Toontown. This is actually a really good thing when it comes to immersion, okay? Because what we have now is a massive, massive blank canvas, so to speak, looming over the land. Okay, this is going to provide a really, really cool pseudo berm for Toontown. Like, look, the old hills were fantastic. They were great. They did their job. They blocked out the outside world. But this new building is a lot taller. So these hills, these new hills, are going to have to be a lot taller. So this is going to really loom over the land, which I think is fantastic. It really does provide a lot more immersion. It also looks like, from the concept art at least, that they're a lot more detailed than they once were. There's a lot more. Look, it's obviously not going to look this awesome. Let's be real. But there are more layers to the art and to the backdrop, which I think is really, really, really dope. I think we will see more detail. I'm hoping they use some sort of new material or some sort of new paint that will prevent fading, you know, where it can go longer and not, you know, fade and peel or whatever. Hopefully they're going to address that. Another thing that I think would be actually really cool, and this is just kind of my own, like, kind of blue sky imagineering thing in my own head, but this is like a perfect canvas for nighttime projection mapping. I mean, Toontown would come alive. Can you imagine how cool it would be if these hills had projection mapping at night? You know, with the cartoon moon singing or talking, and you know, the trees and everything kind of blowing in the wind. It would just be really cool to see animation on these hills. It's a perfect backdrop for that projection mapping, and I really hope Disney utilizes that. You know, going forward, I think that would be a really, really cool element to the land. It would really add a lot of kinetic energy to Toontown, and I think it would just be really, really awesome. Look, you got the technology, Disney. You got the canvas right there. Utilize your projection mapping. Why not? You can have cartoon characters flying around, animated birds, animated moons, singing, and all kinds of stuff. The trees could come alive and sing. It would just be incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now, this right here is the new Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway facade, which is themed to the El Capitan, which is kind of a toony nod to the El Capitan, which Disney owns in Hollywood. So that's kind of a cool little front there, a little facade. I think that's really, really cool. So yeah, overall, I think this little section will look really awesome. I don't know what's going to happen here with the food court. Right? Like, I don't know. The food court is kind of struggling, man. It's kind of struggling. We'll see what happens with that. We will see. But this looks great. The hills look absolutely great. So I'm really excited about all of that. All right. Let's dive into our next piece, which is the brand new fountain and the Walt Disney Dreaming Tree, which I absolutely adore. Okay, so this right here is probably going to be a fake tree, because you can see right here with all like the roots and everything coming up out of the ground. It's probably going to be like kind of like a Tarzan treehouse kind of situation. It's a man-made tree, so it can have that whimsy to it. But if you guys aren't familiar, Disney released a press release like last week where they're saying this is going to be kind of like a tree, like kind of like a Walt Disney inspired tree, a Walt Disney dreaming tree, so to speak. And I think that's really, really dope. I mean, Buena Vista Street was actually supposed to have a Walt Disney and Lillian tree. I don't know if you guys remember that. When they were doing Buena Vista Street, they were actually going to have a tree on Buena Vista Street at California Adventure where the initials of Walt Disney and Lillian were going to be kind of carved into the tree. And from what I understand from the press release for this Toontown kind of dreaming tree, it's going to be kind of similar to that. A nod to Walt Disney, which I think is beautiful. I think it's a beautiful homage to the man who obviously founded the company, but had a I don't want to make him sound weird, but he had a relationship with Mickey. I mean, he did. I mean, he loved Mickey Mouse. You know, that was the first character. I mean, that was really the first character break. Well, Oswald was the first breakout character, but Mickey was the one that really shot Walt Disney, you know, to stardom, so to speak, right? And it all started with a mouse. So I think it's really, really cool that Walt Disney will be part of the land where Mickey Mouse lives. I think that's a really cool homage. I absolutely love it. I love this kind of communal kind of like community they're going to build here with the giant tree. You can lay down, have a little picnic with your family, have a snack, eat, chill out. I think it's really, really nice little touch. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, this right here is roughly where the Jolly Trolley station is right now. So the Jolly Trolley ain't coming back. Okay, it's not coming back. They're going to bulldoze that station, and they're going to build this gorgeous new Mickey and Minnie fountain, which I'm fine with. Look, they're not going to use the Jolly Trolley, so bulldoze it. Bulldoze the station. This is something that I wish they would have done with the People Mover track in Tomorrowland. If you're not going to do anything with it, get rid of it, right? Get rid of it. So they're doing the right thing. They're building this brand new gorgeous fountain. But the cool thing about this fountain, according to the press release, is that it will come alive at night. So I would imagine, and this is just my conjecture, but I would imagine it's going to come alive in kind of a world of color, like a mini world of color sort of way, with a lot of LEDs, some music, and what have you. I think that's a really, really cool element to Toontown. I can't wait for this. This is really, really dope. Okay, this is going to be gorgeous in this land. So it's really going to bring this area together at night. I think it's going to be really a really pretty addition to Toontown. Kind of give that kinetic energy that that'll really help the land out. I don't know. I'm all in on that cool like world of color mini fountain. And again, I miss the Jolly Trolley, but if they're not going to do anything with it, then just bulldoze it, right? Like, don't just let things sit and rot. So, hey, you know what? They're not going to do anything with it. Bulldoze it, build this cool little fountain, have a little light and water show. That's awesome. Absolutely love it. And the last and final piece of the art is this right here, which is kind of like the residential area of Toontown. Now, there's some interesting stuff happening here, okay, in this art. Number one, you'll notice, once again, the removal of a fountain. There was a Mickey, I guess like a Mickey conductor. He's like conducting or something. A fountain that was right here, which is gone. It's now a little grassy area with a big tree. Okay, I love fountains. I'm kind of sad to see that go, assuming the concept art is accurate. But I also love trees. So it's kind of nice that Toontown, and Toontown is a notoriously hot area. So it is kind of nice to get some more foliage, some more greenery. So it's a trade-off. I will miss the fountain if it does in fact leave us, but what can you do, right? What can you do? Now, one thing noticeably missing though, right here, is the Chip and Dale treehouse. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, that must just be kind of like an oversight or something, or, maybe they just didn't want to add it because it wasn't pertinent to the art or what have you, but it won't go anywhere. I actually disagree. I actually think there's a real chance that treehouse is going to go away. And the reason being is Galaxy's Edge sits right here behind. This is where Galaxy's Edge currently sits, right behind this Toontown berm, so to speak. Well, this would be a perfect little tunnel or gateway into Galaxy's Edge. That Chip and Dale treehouse sits right there between Gadget Go Coaster and Mickey's house, and that'd be a perfect little tunnel, little gateway into Galaxy's Edge. And you're going to need that when you have a lot of people, a lot of congestion in Toontown when Runaway Railway opens in 2023. You're going to need that crowd flow. It would not shock me at all. And I'm not saying this is gonna happen. I'm just saying it wouldn't shock me if it did happen, where they bulldozed the Chippendale treehouse and created some sort of tunnel or pathway in the Galaxy's Edge to kind of aid in the guest flow. Okay, it would not shock me at all. In fact, that might actually do some wonders. That might actually help Toontown quite a bit. It might help the guest flow, because right now Toontown is a giant cul-de-sac, right? But if you start to add pathways to other areas of the park, like Batuu, Galaxy's Edge, you start to open it up a little more, right? It's not a cul-de-sac anymore, which might help the guest flow. And look, I'm telling you, Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway is going to be a very, very popular attraction. So this is something I think Disney is taking into consideration. I would not write off the possibility of that Chippendale treehouse being removed to make way for some sort of access point, cave, tunnel, whatever you want to call it, into Galaxy's Edge. That would not shock me one bit. Am I saying it's going to happen for sure? No, I just wouldn't be shocked. And I do find it very interesting that it's not shown in this concept art. Everything else is shown. Everything else is here. Donald's boat, Goofy's house, Mickey, Minnie, all of it. The coaster, all of it. Chippendale treehouse is missing, and I don't know. I think it's a very real possibility that that's going to be the access point into Galaxy's Edge. But we'll see. That's just my conjecture. That's just my speculation. But that pretty much breaks it down. I mean, this concept art is actually some of the more beautiful concept art I've seen come out of Imagineering in a long time. Back in the day, Imagineering art was chef's kiss. But lately in the modern age, sometimes it doesn't look so great. This Toontown concept art looks really, really great. It looks really beautiful, and I'm really impressed by it. So I really want to take some time to kind of break it down. A lot going on here with the Chippendale treehouse, with these hills, the more detailed hills behind the land, which will act as an amazing berm. The Roger Rabbit situation with the fountain and all that. There's a lot going on. The Dreaming Tree, the Walt Disney Dreaming Tree. I want to hear from you guys, though. Comment below. What do you think about all the stuff we talked about today in regards to this Toontown concept art? There's really a lot to discuss here. I mean, they're really going all out with this. This thing has a budget. This is a lot more than I honestly expected to come out of Toontown. You know, they're beautifying it a lot more. Now, of course, Chapek won't get any of the credit for this. Somehow because this is a good thing. So it's all the fans. The fans are going to say that this is all Daddy Josh, right? So all the good stuff somehow slips under Chapek's radar. All the bad stuff, though, is all Chapek. He's got the iron fist, right? Whatever. It's total nonsense. But anyway, I'm glad Toontown got the budget for it, for this beautiful, kind of reimagining. I think it's fantastic. But I want to hear from you guys. Thank y'all so much for watching Orange Grove 55. Thank you all so much. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.